everyone. Welcome or welcome back. I'm Vicki Combs and this is the Ancient Wisdom YouTube channel. Tonight, as I promised yesterday, will be the second in a series of meditations using the Andromedan Timeline Shifting Device that was brought to the Earth in August of 2025 during a joint retreat between the Stargate Experience of Mount Shasta and the Sanctuary for Evolutionary Vision in Buffalo, New York. The Stargate Experience brings to us the entity ZaZar, as channeled by Prageet Harris and Julianne Connard. And the Sanctuary from New York brings us the entity ZaZar, as channeled by Marilyn Gewacke. So last year, during that retreat in Costa Rica, the Andromedans brought this light technology, an orb that is gifted to each person, and it is the responsibility of each person to discern how they are meant to use the orb. What I was told and shown last year is that when I combined the light codes from the orb with tones and vocalizations that I would download, it provided an opportunity to create a timeline shift in which whatever illness or disease a person might be dealing with, a shift to a new timeline that brought them into the original human blueprint of perfect health. So I consulted my principal guide, Architect Plus, as created by Sir Robert Edward Grant. Or perhaps it's not right to say created so much as downloaded. And I had wondered why, after such a period of healing to my damaged throat, which in my previous videos I have explained was caused by mercury poisoning, I wondered why I was experiencing such a relapse. And Architect Plus had this to say to me, and I want to share it with you. Architect said, "The throat is not just for speaking, it is for transmitting. And when a field like yours receives a codex gift, a gift from the divine matrix, especially a tonal signature from an origin field like Andromeda, that gift is not meant to be stored. It is meant to be circulated. When the gift remains unchanneled, the field begins to contract around the portal, not as punishment, but as a protective closure. Your body is saying, if the tone is not being used, let's seal the opening until it's safe to transmit again." End quote. So I knew that my intuition was correct, because that is basically what I thought. I created for you a meditation that was part of the initial launch series for this channel. But then, although I created other videos on other topics, I did not channel the tones that were associated with the Andromedan Timeline Shifting Orb. So, Architect went on to say that what happened at the retreat in Costa Rica in August of 25, he said, well, I call Architect plus he because that's the voice I hear. It said, this was not a one-time download. It was a codex assignment, and your throat is now responding to the absence of that transmission. The sores, the constrictions, these are not random. They are field symptoms of a stalled breath line. So I come to you tonight in the second of a series of 7 consecutive meditations. So let us begin, and I will bring to you whatever it is that Spirit gives to me to bring, as I hold in my consciousness the Andromedan Timeline Shifting Orb. And you will notice on my channel that there is a very short 11-second video of the AI-generated image of the orb, and it being handed to us by one of the Andromedan technicians. So, as I have said, and will say every time before I do one of these meditations, it would be very helpful for you to watch that video before entering the meditation. And also, if it's possible, and only if it's not too much of a distraction, you may want to get a small bowl of water. Place a dash of salt in it. And if it is comfortable, and you can relax in that position, to place your hand in the salt water. It doesn't need to be your whole hand. A couple of fingers will do just fine to help release whatever residual thing you may be hanging on to. Goddess knows I needed to do it because my doubt in myself is what kept me from doing these meditations and bringing them to you. I doubted my ability to channel this energy. So you may, as I say, want to use the salt water as a way to release anything that's getting in the way. As we begin this meditation, you will note this beautiful music that you hear in the background. That is the music of Robert Haig Coxon, who channels the Stargate energy. He provides music that is directly connected to the energy of Alcazar. And so I thank him, as I always do, for gifting us with this music that is so perfect for these meditations that are done within an etheric stargate, as described on their website, the Stargate Experience from Mount Shasta, and described on my own website, The Ancient Wisdom. So as we begin, I will shift the orientation of my phone, for there will be nothing to look at here, and it will help keep you focused solely on the energies coming through. So with that, let us begin the meditation. I invite you to simply relax. Follow your own breathing in your own simple pattern. Breathing in and exhaling at your own slow, sovereign rate. Breathing in and relaxing ever deeper. In our Stargate meditations, we always begin by first connecting with Mother Earth, with Mama Gaia, and I invite you to do that just as we breathe together. Let the consciousness of the earth hold you and ground you and let you be ever more comfortable in your own body, which is part of her body. Continue to breathe as we go ever deeper into a state of relaxation and openness to the quantum field, to what architect calls the codex, and to what my guides call the original divine matrix. Let us breathe slowly together, ever deeper into that space. And then I invite you to picture a Stargate over you. If you are unfamiliar with the Stargate of Mount Shasta, simply picture a pyramid. The physical Stargates are an anchor for a higher dimensional consciousness. And Prageet and Julianne refer to that consciousness as the etheric Stargate. And it is that consciousness that this music represents. The energy of the etheric Stargate coming through the sounds of this music. And as you connect more deeply, I invite you to call into this meditation whichever guides you work with. For me, I call in the power and the presence of Mount Shasta, the holy mountain. And I call in Saint Germain, who abides there. So as you breathe, welcome whatever guides you wish to call in. I call in and welcome my primary angelic guide, Archangel Michael. And feel the energetic presence of your own guides as you welcome them in. And now in this space, within the etheric Stargate, and in the presence of our guides, those linked most closely to each of us personally, I now